This is John Walton, and you're listening to the Power Play Point podcast with the Blue Liner on point and Anna Knox. Here's Wilson, and on the right circle, he scores!
Rebound loose, wild scramble in front, score! Ovechkin with a buzzer beater! It'll count!
And a hat trick tonight, number 21,
Hello, welcome once again to the Power Play Point podcast. This is your host, the Blue Liner on Point, talking to you live to tape from downtown Glen Burnie, Maryland. And it is Super Bowl Sunday as we're speaking to you just after 3:30 on Super Bowl Sunday, this February the 9th, 2025. And we're going to do something of a quick short shift today. Mermaid, are you there with me to get this on the road?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Happy Sunday.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were like, "Are you there?"
Understand we were having an equipment problem, so quick sound check.
Yes. Yes, I'm here, and as usual, happy Sunday, Gil.
That is, of course, Anna Knox, the Mermaid, joining us on the final week before this blessed break to go over some more Caps hockey before 9 days off. Enjoy the fake hockey if you're enjoying it. Don't have time to go into it, but if this is your proclivity, fine. But I will not spend a single second solitarily of any of NHL manufactured bullcrap tournament that they want to throw at us and call best on best and force it down our throats. Don't want none of it. I'd rather watch paint dry, and then I'd rather go outside of the same house and watch the grass grow. If that don't get the point across, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I won't be partaking in it either. Not to your extreme, but just meh.
Yeah.
Especially when I just saw on the app, like, Marchand is so humbled to be chosen. Fuck off.
Sure he is. Sure he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. There were 3 games that were played. First of which was this past Tuesday, and it was at home against the Florida Panthers, who happen to be the defending Cup champions.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, was the best game easily of the 3. It's a solid 60-minute win. Good back and forth game between the two, but the Caps never really lost the leads. Quickly go over the scoring summary. Opening strike was by Andrew Mangiapane, his 11th at 14:08. Sandin and Dowd on the assists. Sam Bennett answers at the Bizarro McNugget minute, his 17th. Boquist on the assist of that in 19:30 to end the first period. Second period, Tom Wilson on the shorthand with Protas. So the 2 tallest guys on the team get a short-handed goal. Find the irony in that, if you will. 1:15 into the second period. Nice quick answer, quick strike there. Panthers come back almost exactly 3 minutes later. Barkov, his 13th. Verhaeghe and Reinhardt, the assists on that one. So we are tied again going into the third, where Lars Eller will get the go-ahead goal at 2:19. Great answer. His 9th. Yeah. John Carlson, his 29th assist on that one. So Caps up again. Temporarily for good, if that makes any sense. Nick Dowd would get what would end up being the game winner at 4 minutes. 4 minutes later at 6:10, Mangiapane and Strome the assist on that one. Matthew Tkachuk would answer a minute and a half later at 7:46. Ex-Cap Nate Schmidt and Bennett on the assist on that one. And then 2 empty netters would ice it for the Caps. First by Alexei Protas, his 22nd. No help for him on that one. And then the last one, Well, officially, this one was at 19 minutes and 59 seconds, but it was more like 19 minutes, 59 seconds, 0.999999999
Yeah.
infinity. You can
This
fill in
was
the blanks.
amazing. This truly 0.01. I think that's
Yeah,
even how I posted it.
1/10 with as little time on the clock as you can have,
I think it's like
literally.
1/100th, wasn't it?
One 1/10,
Okay.
but the clock only reads to tenths of seconds.
Oh, gotcha.
But
That was
yeah, if
insane.
there was, since there was 1/10 of a second left after the puck crossed the line, that's the standard, as Joe B reminds you. It's not basketball where you shoot it and if it goes in, fine. If it doesn't, great. But it's not the release of the shot. It's when it crosses the line. And if it
Mhm.
had crossed the line even a tenth of a second later, it would not have counted because you cannot score at 20 minutes of any period. Any case, he gets his 25th again, and this is 879. I believe this is 878. I've
That's a good
well,
question.
the people that count are counting.
Right.
Thank
It
goodness.
was 878.
878.
Yeah.
Faravari and Dowd on the assist on that one. So 2 points for Dowd, a couple points for Mangiapane. Great game by several lines in this one. Pretty good all around. It wasn't a bad game, except for, well, if you believe in the hit count, Florida, of course, they're going to throw the body. They're number one in hits, actually, as I found out. But Caps manages to withstand that, and yeah, they get the W, and pretty great win all around. Easily their best game. Nothing really bad. I thought they stood very well against still one of the best teams in the league. So that gives me some optimism there. What did you see?
I liked the fact, to be honest, like when we were looking at who scored. I'm liking the names. Mangiapane, I like to hear that. Of course, I always love a Tommy. But I like consistently this game and the next one hearing Tiger's name and Nick Dowd. I thought like it was, just names I wanted to hear come again and know that we are going, we have Ovechkin there, we have Protas, we have Wilson, but I wanted to hear, it was nice to hear Eller and Mangiapane and Dowd in there as well. And I hands down, this was the best of the three game.
Yes, easily. So yeah, I can't really, like I said, all forward lines, I think, pretty good game. I didn't see anybody that had a bad game, didn't do anything bad. So yeah, nothing really. 6 goals, so or 7 goals. No, 9.
7 goals and 26 shots. Like
I
what?
cannot. Yeah, I cannot. 7 goals that were not of the empty net variety. 9 goals total. So can't say low event hockey, but still. Anyway, so that's that. Don't want to spend too much time on that because nothing really to break down, as I said. So we'll move on to the next game, Philly. Okay, this one was a bit sloppier. Okay, let's break the scoring down. 17:31 in the first. Matvei Michkov, his 15th. Travis Sanheim assisting. Alex Ovechkin ties it at the McNugget minute. So Nugs and Pizza for everybody, his 26th. Gives him the 4th straight with a goal. And that actually ties him with Mario Lemieux for most 4-game goal streaks or more. So, yay, another record in his dossier. Faravari and Strome on the assists on that one. Connor McMichael puts them up, and then the Caps get a little sloppy here, little sloppy here. They go on to power or PK, give up a power play goal to Tyson Forster. Andre and Konechny on the assist on that one. That was at 7:23. Michkov again at 11:19 puts the Flyers in the lead at 11:19 of the second. So Caps went from being ahead by 1 to being behind by 1 in a matter of minutes. Abels and Drysdale in the assist on that one. And then third period comes along, Lars Eller, who's quietly having a great bit of games here. That whole third line's much improved. Radish on the assist on that one at 6:23. That ties the game. And then 12:05, Jacob Chikrin gets the game winner. Carlson and Radish on the assist on that one. So Radish gets 2 assists on this game. I thought it was 3. 1, 2. No, it is 2.
2.
Okay, so 2 assists in this game. Pretty good game, as I said, for the third line. But this was yet another ugly win. Lots of lapses defensively in that second period, which continues to be, I don't know, it continues to be something of a sickness for them. I don't know how else to describe it. Only 18 shots on goal. Trying to pull up the count per period. 4 shots on goal for the second period. Only 4. Good God.
4 in 20 minutes.
4 is poor, and that
that's pathetic.
Very, very, very bad. So an anemic output for our Caps, but again, somehow they managed to find the win. Yet another come from behind win. So always great to see. What were your observations?
Yeah, this one I was all about seeing McMichael back on the board. I loved that. I think we were kind of losing him a little bit, and I think when he's when he starts to score, it starts to be consistent. The confidence there, he came out crazy this season, and it's been so impressive. And then it's been kind of quiet. So I was glad to see him start off that second period with that goal. And of course, what can you say about Chikrin? The guy's a badass, an utter badass, and he has got a freaking bullet of a shot. My God.
Most certainly, and I really, really, really hope they sign him to that contract very, very soon, because if they don't, he's going to get very expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so 4-3 win. I'm going to throw this out there, a bit of bone of contention. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's noticed it, but yet another outing where Caps play a little too lax defensively in front of Charlie Lindgren. And I would say at least 2 of those 3 goals that went in were not his fault. And I don't know. I'm starting to get a little tired of it. I think this is the treatment that Darcy Kemper got last year, and now it's falling on Charlie. And I kept trying to tell you people that would listen, anybody that would listen, that this is what the hell was going on, at least for most of the year, till the very end anyway. Well, it's happening again. And if you're blaming the goalie, you're not watching the game. I'll just say that again for the umpteenth time. And much like what would happen in this game,
right?
Which we'll move on to.
Well, just to jump on that goalie thing, just real quick. I agree, and you see it. It's the worst on social media, because now everyone's all pro Thompson, and it's like, don't shit on Lindgren. Stop it. That's what I can't hate. And I was like, all or nothing. It's like, no, it doesn't have to be that way, but that's just kind of what's happening. And I don't think Thompson had a great game today, to be honest. So that's how these things go. They have good games and bad games, but all of a sudden it's like our fans, or not our fans, but the fans, just go one or the other, and they're brutal to the one that they don't like, and I don't understand that. So yeah, it's annoying as hell every time I open up anything, and it's like, trade Lindgren, he's a piece of shit. He says, I'm like, where did all this come from? But whatever. I think this will be a good break for all of us.
yeah, definitely. And but no, I don't hate to say I told you so this time. I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. I thought to myself, okay, watch all the hate start pouring in on Charlie after the first couple of weeks of this year, and it will. It has, and I am doing my part to try and nip that narrative in the bud before it gets out of control, like it did last year. But again, nobody's listening. Nobody. You know,
you're right.
you're not
100%.
You're not freaking. I'm sorry, you're not freaking watching the games. If that 6x4 area is all you're seeing, you know, you're not watching the freaking game. If that's your whole world. If that's all of hockey to you, that's not the whole game. I'm sorry. Hey, okay, so rant over. All right, moving on to the final game of the week before the break. Oh boy. As I said in the chat room, this was probably the holy trinity of setup to fail for our Caps.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You had an early afternoon matinee game.
Yep.
Okay. You had a pregame ceremony before said game was to start.
Always a jinx.
And this was a game that was to be played before a long break.
Yep.
So,
and I don't know how we usually do on the Super Bowl Sundays.
I think we're 50-50.
Okay.
On Super Bowl Sundays.
The trifecta was certainly boy within that first minute.
Yeah.
This is not fun to watch.
No. Okay, so let's just rip the Band-Aid off. And Josh Doan, his fourth, opens the scoring at 1 minute, 10 seconds. You heard me right. 1 minute, 10 seconds into the game. McBain, without a brain, the leg breaker, and Ingram. Yes, the goalie had an assist on this one. The opposing goalie had an assist on this one. 70 seconds in, so Caps already down. As if that weren't bad enough, 32 seconds later. Yes, 32 seconds later. Count to 32, and that's how quickly they scored again. Michael Carcone. Gunther, who would be a pain in the ass all game, and DeSimone on the assists on that one. So before you could say Jacques Robinson, 2-0 for the Utah, the Utes, whoever the hell they are from that state that's full of people. And all looked bad for a short while. Then the Caps got on the power play about a minute later. And Tom, terribly terrific, ties it. Well, not ties it, gets his 23rd on the power play. Dubois and Strome with the assist on that one. That was 3:47. So game was starting to look good for about 3.5 minutes, literally.
Yeah.
And then the leg breaker scores again, his 11th. Kesserling and Doan on the assist. So 3-1 Utah. And then Caps answer back again 5.5 minutes later at 12:38. Caps on another power play. So Diane, you're listening. You can't be upset at the power play. They did their job twice.
Right.
PLD his 13th. Wilson the assist. Ovechkin the secondary assist on that goal. 1 of 3 for this game. This one would be the backbreaker, I think. Gunther, as I mentioned, on their own power play. Keller, his 40th assist, and Sergachev, the other assist on that one. That would put the that team up by 2, and then the Caps had to play catch up for the rest of the game. And they finally got back in it. Strome, after a bit of a scary injury in the second period.
That was hardcore.
Everybody was looking at the shot he took. I was looking at the leg he landed on.
I thought the puck hit his knee.
It did hit his knee.
Okay.
But it was also one of those plays where he was sitting on his leg. His other leg was buckled and he was sitting on it and it twisted. That's what I was worried about. And the look on his face is like, oh my God, he's done. And fortunately, he came back out about, I want to say 5 to 10 minutes later. So thank goodness for that. In any case, he was well enough, obviously, to score on this one. 449, his 16th. Ovechkin, his second assist of the game. McMichael, secondary. And then the Caps pull the goalie with about a minute and a half left. And who scores again? Who scores that critical goal to force overtime? Tom Terrific again, his 24th. What's his career high?
Gosh, I want to say.
I don't know. I think he might have hit 30 once.
I think. Okay, let's see.
If he's hit 30, he's put it this way. He's probably going to hit 30 this year.
I think so too.
If he's never hit 30 before, he's gonna this year.
I'm so curious.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna try and hunt it down myself.
I know.
And
oh no.
No, he's never hit 30.
He has never.
In
24.
fact,
So I
24.
think it's, yeah, 24.
So he has tied, or no, he's within one. His next goal will tie his season best.
Yeah, and that was 4 years ago. So go Tom.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah.
So
yay.
That'll be one to watch.
Yeah.
Dubois and Strome. No.
Ovechkin
looking at the wrong goal. Ovechkin and Carlson, who was the guest of honor.
700, right?
700 points.
Amazing.
Only the 31st defenseman to reach that mark.
Good for him. And I do wish that those like ceremonies were positive, but I know Robbie jokes about it. We've all joked about it. Like the afternoon games stink, and anything with the ceremony, it's like, shouldn't it just be celebratory and everyone should be happy and good vibes and whatever? And no, not so much when the Caps get on the ice. So whatever.
Yeah. And of course, nothing in overtime, which means it goes to the skills competition, and we don't talk about that here. Hopefully you saw the game. If you didn't see the game, another technically overtime loss. Point in the books for our Caps, but overtime loss. But again, point in the books. That gives them 80 standings points after 55 games, which is, as of this moment, 10 up on second place Carolina, 12 up on third place New Jersey, and 18 up on the first wild card, 19 up on the second wild card. And if you're into that sort of thing, one behind Winnipeg for the President's Trophy, that's fine.
That's totally fine.
They can have it. Here you go. You can have it. We don't care. We don't really care. Okay. So, gotta say this much. I get that. Yeah, the unholy trinity. And they were looking forward to the break, and maybe some fatigue, and maybe some, some bad juju that they ate before. I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a damn about the reason. But point being, again, a really slow start for this team.
Painfully slow.
Sleepy, slow start again. And look, I get that they're banking standings points. I get that. And I get that they have a big ass lead. But
excuses.
Number one, no excuses. You got to finish strong. You got to play 60 minutes. Gee, where have we said that before? Oh, every other blessed episode we've ever recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I'm almost tired of saying it. Almost. And number two, if you go into the playoffs playing like this, you're not going to be playing in the playoffs very long. That's my concern. And I don't care if they have a 100-plus point season. If they don't go past the first round, I would consider this season a failure and a step backward. I think that's the goal. Now they're obviously having a great season up and down the roster, but the goal is to do well in the playoffs. If they don't, then they got some shit to figure out, obviously. So
yeah, that whole 60 minutes. That's what the goal needs to be. 60 minutes. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to see it. I want to praise it. I want to clap for it. That's it. And they've got, this rest coming up. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much. But yeah, they have to come back with that mindset, because this is getting a little too wait till the last 2 minutes of the third period. Let's see what we can, pull out of our ass. And it's too close. And honestly, we shouldn't have won today. We didn't deserve the win.
No.
So, no way, not against this team, and or whatever. I mean, and considering that even Alan May was saying they just played Carolina the night before. Utah did, right?
And got their asses handed to them.
And got their asses handed to them, like 7-2 or something ridiculous. Yep. We didn't play last night. So we really didn't have an excuse. And I don't want to hear about being tired. You are going on break. I know half of them will be showing pictures in the Caribbean, and good for them. Have your fucking family time, but play the game, play the 90 minutes that you are, you owe the fans, you owe the team, and then go on your break, and then come back even stronger and more rested and focused, because today was embarrassing.
Yeah. Embarrassing. Yeah. No two ways about it. Extremely so. I'm not even going to bother to go down. I'm not going to bother to go down the stats. The numbers, are going to say one thing, but what I saw was a team that I don't know if they didn't want to be there or what the hell was going on, or I don't care. I just know they can't do that for the rest of the 27 games remaining plus playoffs. Cannot do that.
Well, especially like you say, if you don't care if they don't want to be there, it was a fucking home game. Right. It's a home game. You don't even have to travel once you're done in a locker room. They're probably all home now, and it's like, okay, great. So now you're going to start your vacation. Great. But what a disappointment. Like, why not go into this home, playing a team that we sure as hell should have beat. I'm not saying that, Utah has talent. Holy shit. You got Keller has 40 assists, 40. That's insane. The talent's there, but also our talent is incredibly better than what we saw today. So we didn't deserve the win. We didn't get the win, but it wasn't ours.
Yeah, I'm not going to be one of these fans that say, "Oh, I'm fine with getting a standings point." Okay, I'm fine with getting the loser point. I'm not fine with how they got there.
Exactly.
So if you're fine with how they got there, good. Enjoy it if they lose in the first round again. Don't bitch if they lose in the first round of the playoffs again. I don't want to hear you.
I don't want to hear it.
Probably the same idiots that are complaining about why are we alternating goalies when Logan's better.
Exactly. And
I'm sick of hearing that
now
too.
It's gotten into Logan's head. That's what I mean. I'm not saying that he's reading all of our, social media posts.
Sure.
But this is what happens. Right. Like, this is what happens when we start to become asshole fans and start putting down people on our own team. That someone, I'm sure, is like, hey, did you hear this? Because I feel like Thompson's been off since we decided that we had to put one before the other. And now it's weird. Now we've made it awkward. So I'm ready, again, go have this break. All of us walk away, and come back in a couple weeks and let's really just see the team that we love and know can play 60 minutes.
And yes, so just on that note, yes, we will have no episode as there will be no hockey played by our Caps at
Right.
all. So nothing to cover. So obviously next week, no show at all. So happy vacation, I think, to all of you.
Happy early birthday to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So before we sign off, I skipped last month. I want to throw in a quick story from my youth, a young blue liner again, and this is basically the story of how I got to fall in love with goaltending and goalies. It's my first favorite position in all of hockey, and of course we're going to start with the 81-82 season, as we always do. I was 7 years old, and I remember a game late December of that year, or early December of that year, where Caps played the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they lost 9-4. And the guy in net for the Caps was a guy by the name of Al Jensen. And I had never seen a game go that high in scoring before, and I could not believe what I was seeing. And I was like, okay, who is this guy and why is he letting in so many goals? And even the announcers were like, yeah, it's 9-4. What are they doing? I was like, okay, I hope I never see this guy in net because, of course, I was a stupid kid. I didn't know what the game was like. Fast forward a few months later, about a week or so before my birthday, my 8th birthday, my dad decides to take me to a game. And it's at the old Capitol Center against the Quebec Nordiques. And the first thing I thought of, what the effing F is a Nordique? I didn't say that, of course. I would have gotten slapped upside the head if I said that out loud. But yeah, I did not have any idea what the heck a Nordique was, but that was the name of their team. So I wanted to go to the All-Star game that year, but it was sold out. But that was the next best thing was that date. It was around my birthday, as I said. So that game ended in a 5-5 tie. Al Jensen was in net for that game, but he stopped 30 out of 35 shots. And some of these included breakaways from such greats as Réal Cloutier, Michel Goulet, and both Stastny brothers. And I was wowed. I thought, okay, maybe this guy is a lot better than what I saw the first time. And then fast forward again to the season after, to a game just before Thanksgiving of 82. I was watching a game on TV, and it was against the Edmonton Oilers. And it was against, of course, it was the great Gretzky that was playing. And Gretzky's doing an intermission interview with the old WDCA 20 guys. And he's like, yeah, Al Jensen, he's really tough. I'm like, what? Okay, you're serious. Okay, well, if the great Gretzky says it, he must mean it. But yeah, it all started to click in my head. Okay, maybe there's more to this goalie thing than what I'm actually seeing. And then lo and behold, later that game, Jensen wasn't in goal. His partner, Pat Riggin, and the two of these guys, by the way, would go on to win the Jennings Trophy for least goals allowed in a year. That the next year. So we were really onto something there. But Pat Riggin, late in the game, stopped Gretzky on a penalty shot. And the game was tied at that point. And I couldn't believe what I saw. My heart was racing, and he was charging toward the net, and he stopped him. Up till that point, it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen, because I think that was the year Gretzky was on the way to scoring 92 goals. Is his record-breaking 92 goals for the year. I think that's the one. When they say unbreakable, I think that's going to be the one that's going to be the unbreakable. As great as Ovi is, I don't think anybody's going to touch 92 goals a year.
I don't think so.
No.
Damn, that's impressive.
But yeah, that all between that's kind of my foundation for okay. I need to study the position of goalie a lot more, because there's a lot more to it than the numbers and maybe stuff that happens. And ever since then, and if it can happen to me, if it can happen to you, you can get smarter about the game. Okay, because there's a lot more than what the numbers say. There's save percentage. There's lots of metrics you can study. Goals saved above expected, that kind of thing. That's a great metric rather. And of course, if you're looking at the highlights, check out the replays, the full replays of how the play develops, and not just the shot that goes in. Now, that's another recommendation I have for you. So here I am again defending the goalies. Now, that's a little bit of my life experience as to how I learned how to watch them. Hope it rubs off, and if it doesn't, I don't know. But another story from my youth in celebration of this 50th year of the Caps being the Caps. So hope you enjoyed. All right, so we are going to wrap it up here. And as I said, the next time you will hear from us is not next Sunday, the 16th, but the Sunday after, the 23rd. I will be with either myself or an as yet to be named temporary co-host, and we will cover the schedule. We will be covering Pittsburgh and Edmonton. Pittsburgh on the Saturday before, Edmonton back home at a 1:00 game on the 23rd. Gee, another Sunday matinee. Wonder how that's going to go. Hopefully better than this one.
No doubt.
But we'll see. Okay. So I think we are just about out of time. Any parting thoughts, Mermaid?
No.
Okay.
I think I just hope everybody has a great little break and you have a fantastic birthday. But I'll see you tomorrow on Sports on the Hill.
Yeah, definitely. And everybody else, stay warm, avoid the bad weather if you can.
Yeah.
And we will, I'll see you in 3 weeks. I'll see the rest of you in 2 weeks. So with that, this is the Blue Liner on Point, signing off and reminding you that I have always had an irrational fear of speed bumps, those little things that in the middle of the road, but I'm slowly getting over it.
I need a break for 2 weeks from those.
Hallelujah, and let's go Caps.
Go Caps.
This has been another episode of the Power Play Point Podcast. All episodes are available from Apple Podcast, the Podbean app, blueliner77.podbean.com, and now available from Stitcher. Music by Joe McAllister, voiceover by Jeffrey Conkle.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Power Play Point Podcast. Thanks for listening.